Yo, what is good? We're doing The Last of Us Part 1 review. It's your boy Paddle Thumbz, and let's just get right into it, bro. I appreciate everyone who is tuning in. If you guys tuned in during the live stream series, this is my very first time playing it in the year of 2025. I'm glad I played it now because this was a PS3, PS4 game. The Part 1, I think it was PS3, and the remastered, the graphics were insane. I got some video playing here on the bottom right there from the stream, and let's just get right into it. I got some notes here that I want to cover over almost everything that I can think of for the game. So first off, it's not like any other zombies game. This is like the plague took over the world. It's a fungi because you run into constant spores, and then from there you go about how just insane humans will go when there's nothing left. Like, there's limited amounts of food, limited amounts of ammo. You're gonna fight people. You're gonna fight people over ammo, over food, over just survival. You can't really trust nobody. Like, it was truly crazy how they put you into that world and how you felt you felt how scarce everything was. Like, in the beginning, Joel didn't even want to help Ellie at all, but the girl, his girl, what was her name, Tess? I think it was Tess. She was like, nah, you gotta go do this, like, this is my last thing. And she got bit, that third, whatever. Then she sacrificed herself like a real dog, straight up dog. Spoilers if you guys didn't know, but here's sorry. But yeah, spoilers for the whole game. I'm going to be talking about the whole game freely and abundantly. So there's that. What do I got else on my notes here? Joel and Ellie's relationship started off rocky, but towards the end, I could just feel and just know, like, he basically thought of her as his daughter because he lost his daughter in the very beginning. Like, the first mission is when the infected thing breaks out and the soldier guns down his daughter. Was it Sam? Sam was his daughter's name. Dude, that was insane. Like, no one was bit, no one was infected, but the government or the military was like, nah, just get him. Take him out. Like, what are we, huh? Are you serious here? And then that's how we start out the game, is him losing his daughter. It was a very sad start out, but set up the relationship for Joel and Ellie, which ultimately towards the end, which I'll talk about at the end of the video, but it was just crazy. Story was sad, but also very funny. Ellie is one of my favorite video game characters of all time. She's a 14-year-old girl, and she's the one who is immune to the infection. She got bit, and she didn't turn, which is crazy. She got bit and didn't turn. And the whole story is where you are taking her and trying to get her to the Fireflies and create the immunity and create the vaccine so that, you know, the zombies would not take over the world anymore. That's basically what the Fireflies are trying to do, is figure it out and see what's going on. Now, for moral complexity terms, who is right, who's wrong, does it even matter? I mean, in a zombies, you know, type of game, who's to say who is right? You know what I mean? Everyone's just trying to survive. We seen that with what was his name? Henry and his little brother, or I think Henry's was the little brother's name. When he got turned, he was the one to take out his little brother, and then he, see what I'm saying? He deleted himself right after that. When we first met them, and we were like, okay, we could go together, we can get out of this camp, we could fight off the other Fireflies, we could fight off the military, and then we can go forward. Bro, the ladder broke, and they left Joel there. He was like, yeah, we gotta go, bro. I'm surviving for myself. After they just came together and fought off all of them together, we thought that, you know, we could trust them. You can't trust them. And so that sets up the whole story of, like, who can you trust? Who is right? Was it right for him to leave Joel and Ellie, or was it right for him to find a way and get gunned down by the police and the military in the car? As for the storytelling, it is not outdated at all. You could play this game in 2025 and it doesn't matter if it was an old game. Just I think because of the aspect of the zombie apocalypse. The zombie apocalypse, it's just every zombies game and all of that. It's pretty cool, and it didn't feel outdated with technology, what have you, because you're basically in the Stone Ages now because of that. You get what I'm saying? You're in the Stone Ages. You're in the Stone Ages because you don't have the modern technology. You don't have constant food resources. And so for it to be in the Stone Ages, it was easier to just, accept that, okay, we ain't got nothing. Everything is scarce. So the storytelling was really good in that aspect. It didn't feel outdated. And like I said, I'm glad I played it now with the PS5 remaster because these graphics were insane. Some of the best graphics I've ever seen in a video game. My favorite part of the game, I would have to say, is Ellie. Just Ellie talking, and she has a potty mouth on her, bro. She is hilarious. Just so funny that she would just say exactly what she's thinking, and she didn't care. It was so funny. I laughed so many times during any moment where she was just talking shit. She was just, cursing, what have you. It was hilarious. And it goes to show it also built her character up that way because she's only 14, which makes it funnier that she had an adult mind because of everything she's been through, because she grew up in this world of zombies. I think she was what, 4 when it happened, when she was born, or when she was born, and then the 10 years later, the zombie apocalypse is when the game takes place. I think that's what adds to her character is she has an adult mind, but she's only 14, which is why it's so funny when she says all of the things she says. The pacing of the story was good, really good. I liked it a lot better than most story games, just due to the fact of you're thrown into the scarcity. You're thrown into where, they set the tone right. The military, the fireflies, and they don't really keep you too much in the dark, but just enough. Just enough to where you don't know what you're really doing until about an hour deep. Then oh, okay, bet. We got to take this little girl to the fireflies. And we're going to try and fix the entire world by creating some sort of like solution or vaccine to the zombie apocalypse. As for gameplay and combat, the combat was dope. Stealth versus action. You could choose whether you want to take out people's stealth and not let, people know where you are, or you could just go in guns blazing. This was dope because if you had enough materials and you looted enough, you could just go guns blazing and take everybody out. On top of it, when you do take someone out, you can pick up some ammo, and that was really cool. I switched it up between stealth and action just based on what I was feeling like at the time. Most of the time, I was really just guns blazing, at least with like clickers and stuff. But when we were having to take out other fireflies military, I went more stealth tactics so that they wouldn't shoot me and I just instantly get cooked. Sometimes I would go guns blazing, but most of the time when we're interacting with other humans, I was going stealth. As for the weapon upgrading and crafting materials, I think it was really dope how you could get certain materials and then you'd like pick up a book, and then from there you're taught how to get better materials. The only thing I really didn't like was you had to go loot for the little bolts, and then you'd be able to upgrade your weapons and all of that. So unless you took the extra time to go and loot, you wouldn't be able to upgrade your weapons. I did take the extra time to go and loot, and I did get very good weapon upgrades, but that also adds to the gameplay factor of the more time you put in, the better and easier the game's gonna feel and be. It was just annoying having to go and pick up all the little bolts, but It wasn't too bad. That was the only real complaint I have about this game is those bolts were really hard to find. And then it was scarce. But also, like I said, it adds to the story line and the whole factor of, bruh, we're in a zombie apocalypse. You're not going to get everything you want. But it did give you the chance to get everything you want. You just had to put in just that little bit of extra effort to go and find all of those bolts, as well as the like when you pick up the pills so you can upgrade Joel, like his life, his health, his crafting speed, weapon sway. I thought that was really dope because I did take the time to go and find all that loot. If you didn't, I could see why the game would be a lot harder. I'm also glad I played the game on normal difficulty because if it was anything more, there would be less materials and it would have just been a really hard game. You would have had to play more stealth at that point instead of guns blazing. I like the perfect balance that I created of stealth and going in guns blazing. As for like the clickers, those things scared me. Like every time you'd hear a clicker, I had the stereo headset on, so like you can hear it deep in the back right. It'd be like, and it's like, bruh, like I know there's a clicker to the right. I don't know where it is because I only have a flashlight and it's in the dark. Those things creeped me out almost until like the last episode of the stream, episode 6 of the stream, where I just didn't really care anymore. I was guns blazing. I had all my guns upgraded. I didn't really care too much because I could take them all out. I had the pistol shotgun. I had the pistol sniper. I had the shotgun. I had the long range rifle. I had the regular pistol, the revolver. And also when you can craft the tools like a melee tool and put a shiv on it, you can instantly just kill a clicker that's coming up to you by meleeing. So it was very scary at first, but towards the end, it was a little bit lighter because, of course, the upgrades. I also enjoyed the fact that in each, like, it went by seasons. It went by, like, spring, winter, and then also each town that we went to. Each town we met a different character, and then we saw how the characters of those each town, like Bob helping us get a car, Henry, who else? The Fireflies in the beginning, the people in the hospital. It showed us that as we progressed through the story, we tried to, I guess you could say, trust them, but in the end, you know that you couldn't trust anybody, truthfully. And each location gave us different gameplay aspects. Sometimes we're in the winter, sometimes we had a car, sometimes we didn't, sometimes we only had a walk, sometimes we had a horse. It was really dope not having to just run around the entire time. We can have horses, we can have cars, we can have other various things, and that was really dope and not keeping the gameplay stale. It did a really good job of not keeping it stale. As I said, the graphics in the game, like I said, were the best ever. Like, this is some of the best campaign graphics I've ever seen. Apparently they did a really good job in with like the facial emotions, the just scenery, everything about it. Like, to think this was a PS3 PS4 game is absolutely diabolical, because imagine playing this then. And the graphics, I'm sure, were good then. But now that I played it on the PlayStation 5 with insane upped graphics, and for the first time, it was truthfully something. It was a masterpiece to play. I haven't seen the TV show. I was completely blind coming into this. And playing it with such great graphics just really made the story that much better. I didn't really have too many bugs or frame rate or performance issues. I played on the PlayStation 5 and it was flawless. The entire game was flawless to me. It was absolutely flawless. And to wrap everything up, overall, this game is a solid, like, I want to give it a 10 out of 10. Genuinely, I want to give this game a 10 out of 10. I just can't because the full story didn't really be completed. We just ended, like I said, spoilers. We ended with Joel basically lying to Ellie and saying the Fireflies got other people. You weren't the only one that's not immune to it, so they're going to go find someone else. That while it's good, it leaves us on a cliffhanger. And obviously, I'm going to play The Last of Us Part 2. But to make this game a 10 out of 10, I would have wanted a better storyline. I would have wanted something else besides him just lying to her at the end and then boom, cutscene, Naughty Dog. Now, would I recommend this game to anybody who hasn't played it? 1000%. Even if you have played it, you can get the remaster and then possibly go for all the things that you didn't do. Maybe even play the DLC. The remaster of this game, the graphics, the story, everything about it was absolutely fantastic. Like I said before, Ellie is probably one of, if not my favorite video game campaign characters of all time. She is hilarious. She holds it down. Even when Joel was hurt, she held it down and fought off grown men. And you could see her entire character development of where she almost lost her humanity when she had to take on all of those adults. She took the machete and started slicing bruh up at like, dude, I was even just shocked about that. I was like, oh no, like, and she was just like numb. Like she couldn't say nothing. Even in the next missions after that, she really couldn't talk. She really couldn't do nothing. But then when you went and saw the giraffes and she got back to, being happy again, I wouldn't say happy, but like her normal self, she was quiet. She didn't want to talk about it. She was probably thinking about that a lot. But the more you progress through the game, she was more accepting of it. Like, this is life. This is the zombie apocalypse. We can't be mad that people turned. We can't be sad that people turned. We have to survive. As long as we survive, then we're good. I can go find out and we can help get a vaccine and turn all these people back. Overall, like I said, the game's a 9.9 out of 10 for your boy Paddle Thumbz. Let me just think of other good moments between the game that I'm thinking of is like when Joel was going to leave Ellie and give her to her brother and it's like, you go take her to the Fireflies. She got very upset and she's like, oh, well, she's like, I'm not your daughter, whatever. And he got super mad. He was like, no, like you're treading on thin ice here. And she's like, well, you don't think I went through bad stuff too? All the people I loved died or turned. I seen it right in front of my eyes. And then she was like, the one person, and then she said something like, oh, everyone died except for the one person I'm staring at right now. I almost teared up right then and there because I was like, damn, bro, like, she's rocking with you, Joel. You saved her life. I don't know how many times you've been helping her out so much that now, you know what I'm saying? Boom. That also gave some humanity to Joel. It was like, I'm not leaving her. We're going to go finish this together. We started it. We're going to finish it together. And then as for the ending where he lied to Ellie about the vaccine and all of that, that's going to come back to bite him in the ass in part 2. I think what happened is he saw Ellie as his daughter. And while it's okay as a parent, I'm not a parent or anything, but like it's okay to lie to them for the sake of their own good, right? But he's not her father. He doesn't get to control what she wants. He's just a older person leading her through a zombie apocalypse, and he let his feelings of losing his daughter and then gaining another relationship get to him because he didn't want to lose his daughter again. That's what I think. And that's completely wrong in this situation just because of the fact of that's not your daughter. You can't do that. That's not it. I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this review of The Last of Us. I hope I covered absolutely everything. The story was crazy, emotional, all of the above. One of my favorite campaign games to ever exist. If not, my number one campaign game I've ever played. If you guys want to see me play any of the game, like you're seeing in the bottom part of the screen, I have the entire playlist. It'll be in this playlist of this video. You can go back and watch me play and watch me encounter the world of The Last of Us for the very first time. Also, don't forget to subscribe because we're going to be playing The Last of Us Part 2 as of tomorrow or the next day when this video comes out. But until the next one, get 1% better, minute by minute, moment by moment, every. Paddle Thumbz out.